Hi everyone, I'm Jackie. This is Nicole, and we are here today with Yoga Posture Labs 101, and we're going to talk about plank pose today because plank is something that is very common, especially in yoga flow classes, vinyasa flows. So let's talk a little bit more deeply about what it means to do a plank and how can you make adjustments to help your students be safer and strengthen more in the posture. I'm going to have Nicole start in a tabletop position. And in this tabletop position, the idea is to have the hips over the knees, and they're going to be hip width distance, and then the knees and the ankles in line with each other. So if she looks back between her legs and she can see her feet, then she needs to pull them out. That means that they're not in line. The same thing goes with the upper body. So I'm going to have her pull her hands back so that they're in line with the shoulders. And it just takes the students a little while to kind of get used to where that is. As a teacher, sometimes I just kind of look up and over just to see if their alignment is right. And if not, you can tell them as a teacher to either pull them in or pull them back if they need to. All right. Then the next thing. So Nicole is a hyperextension. So that means that she can hyperextend her joints. So she wants to keep her elbows a little soft here instead of hyperextending into them. But when the elbow point rolls back, it shifts the shoulder in the socket. So roll it this way for me. You feel how this changes? Oh, yeah. And as a teacher, I like to put my 2 fingers on the front of their shoulder and have them roll their elbow back and forth because it shows them how just shifting the shoulder changes the pose tremendously. With the elbow point rolled back, the eye of the elbow is open and it protects the shoulder so much. Can you feel the difference in that?
Oh, yeah.
Then have them spread their fingers super wide. You want to open them up and then ground right at the base of the index finger. When you ground right at the base of the index finger, it's basically utilizing the strength of the whole hand so that all the pressure is not going into the wrist. All right, from here, now tabletop, you're squaring everything off. That's just a nice way to actually work into tabletop. Let's go ahead and do a cat. So inhale to cow. Sorry, inhale, cow. Yeah, opening the front part of the spine, and then exhale round. If you're touching your clients, just 1 or 2 fingers. And back, nice. Okay, and then come back to neutral. And then walk your hands forward about 3 inches in front of the shoulders. Okay, and then to go into plank, I'm going to have her send 1 leg at a time, bringing the feet back. And again, just stacking the joints, making sure that the hips are in line with the knees, in line with the ankles. Now, typically when people come into plank, first off, they put their weight forward into the front part of the body, and all that weight is up here in the shoulders. But when you press the weight back through the heels, it distributes the weight all the way back. If your hands are full, you can actually bring them back just about 1 inch. Does that feel better?
Yeah, much better. Okay.
Again, stacking the joints, weight is pressing back into the heels. Then I'm going to have her tilt her tailbone down. And we're going to, that basically just turned on her core. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You felt that? Okay. She's like, yes, that did do that. Once they tilt the tailbone and the core turns on, they are in a stable, locked position for plank. So this is the kind of thing that, again, you can work yourself at holding this position longer and longer when you're pushing the weight back into the heels. That way you're distributing it a lot better. All right, and then I'll have her release her knees back down, and you can sit back in child's pose. Now, as a teacher, when this is just a little additive stuff, when they're in child's pose, this is a perfect opportunity to come back, ask them if it's okay to step on their feet, and then just walk on their feet. Just take your toes and walk up and down the center of the feet, maybe back to the heels. They will love you forever, and they'll probably be like, walk on my feet all the time. It's sharing the love. And then again, I can put my hand on the low part of her back and run my dominant hand down her spine. Another thing that works out really, really well is to take one hand to one hip and then rub the opposite direction to the opposite shoulder. So I've got right hand, right hip, left hand, left shoulder. And then I'll switch it out and go to this hip and then that shoulder. And I'm pushing. Basically, I'm kind of sensing the client. If you feel them resisting your pressure, then do it really light. If they're kind of sinking and going deeper into it and their whole body is flexing, then enjoy it. If they have no pain in the knees, you can put your hands on their low back and push down. And that's going to help open up those hips even more. As she goes, ah, right? So those are just some of the nice little personal pampering adjustments that you can make for your clients when they are on the ground like that. Very nice. Okay. Ciao, everybody.